Hi guys, it's me from Xcaranza here today for another video. And in this video, we're back for more City Skylines. So since the last video, we have been doing some upgrades onto the city, and we have installed this tunnel here that will take us all the way to the industrial area, and it looks more smarter than having a road connection going all the way across this bit of area here. So now we can upgrade this bit of area and have more land for the housing. And when we get to 2.6k citizens, we will be able to add the transportation into the city, which will allow our citizens to travel on transportation like a bus or go by air to different parts of the region. So in this part, we're going to be upgrading our housing and adding more commercial into the city. So what I thought I would do first is we'll have to relocate this park to somewhere else, and I thought we'll add it back up here, and then we'll get a second park that goes up there. But this will upset all the citizens because they are losing out on a bit of commercial. And then a park there. And then we'll be adding a cut through to both of these areas, so they can get into both of the parks. So we're going to go get the pavement or the paths and connect one to there, and we can connect, and we can just leave it like that. So currently we have one path, and they have the option if they want to develop there. And so now they can get between one of the parks and to the other park, and this should encourage a lot of development into the city. So we're going to be putting a extra road coming down here, and then that'll allow us for more low density residents in the city. So now back on all the snapping grids. All the snapping grids are on now. Bring that down by 1,000 on both sides. And do the same over here. This will destroy a bit of the electricity cables, but that doesn't matter for now, because we can add the cables back in later on. That will be 1,000 there. I will just bring that out into a rectangular box, and then we'll bring that one up by 600 on both sides, and hopefully they'll connect up. That's about 600, and they are connected. And what we're going to do in this part as well is we're going to change up this part of the city here, and then continue these one-way roads going down. So to start us off, we're going to have to start deleting this bit, and I will be relocating these parks into these bits here. I'm going to get rid of the rest of the pylon system. It's about there. So we get to the relocating of the parks. Put one here. One there, and relocate that one there to the other side. That's not the same on both sides. Relocate it to there. Then we can try and relocate it up here. That's the same on both sides. And now what we're going to do here is, unfortunately, we're going to have to bulldoze the whole of this area, which is making the citizens happier for some reason. And then now we can continue our two one-way roads going back through down to the city. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to have to turn the roads around and change direction so they can get through and out of the city. now we're going to wait for those to despawn. So we're going to go and get the dezoning tool, and we're going to dezone these areas where the zoning is in this part. So now they should all start to dezone. So what we're going to do now is add some roads where we can put some development in. So just making sure the snapping grids and stuff are turned on. And do the same on the other side. Bring that across there. Delete that one in there. Bring that one across as well. Delete that. And get that one in there as well. That's a bit tight there. Forget. What about here? It's about the same on both sides. And do the same on the sides. Down here. And that should go up to there. And delete that road. And put it all there. So we're going to add some bit of zoning into there. And now they should start to develop. We'll just delete those there. Now these ones should respawn. And these people are just on the grass because they are trying to get back to where the road is. So I'm just going to bulldoze these for quick reasons. And then we're going to add them back in, as in the housing. So the industry needs to expand as well. So we'll also expand the industry in this episode as well. So we're going to add a bit of low density at the moment because we haven't unlocked the high density yet. And we need a bigger population to unlock that. And we're just going to go and get the despawn there. We're going to go and get the select because that would make it quicker and easier for the zoning. And I think I'm going to zone that area there and do the same on the other side. And we're going to zone those two and do the same on the other side, trying not to zone the middle down here. And then these down here are going to be the low density commercial. And then we're going to connect some paths to both of the parks, which should allow the citizens in the city to walk around to each of the parks. And that should make the leisure in the city a bit higher than it's been. We're just connecting these roads here, these paths. Just going to go and get the curb now, and then that'll make it a bit easier to connect into there, and do the same on the other side. And then that should give the citizens a chance to walk from the park here to the other park there. And we're going to connect. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. Connect that one up to there. Get it straight. We're going to connect those. No, we can't do that now. So we can't connect those up there just yet, or ever, because we built too close. So we're going to turn on the skip time, and the power grids need to be reinstalled. So we're going to do that now. So what we're doing is installing our power grids for the city, and we need to do the same on the other side. So just connect the power grid. And also we need to connect the water into the city for the residents to move into the city, or to this part of the city. Just connect it. And then that should bring water into the city, and they should stop complaining about the lack of water and power. And also we should be adding a hospital and a fire department and a small school into this area, so we can get the educated workers into the works. They're going to add a small health centre down there, a smaller education, and we can add in the high school into the city. So we're going to add a high school up by this wind turbine, and we're going to add it down here. So we're going to get 2 high schools into the city. One there, one there. So now we're going to go and get a police down here, and that should get the police needs up. And we also have a high risk of having a fire in this part of the city. And that one brings us up to a low in fire. But then when we get the bigger fire station, we should be upgraded to that. So currently we have a loss of residents, and we have a major power problem in our city. So what we're going to do now is we're going to be adding in a secondary or a 4th coal plant. And we're going to add a 5th one. I'm just going to adjust these power lines here. And we're going to add in a 4th one there. And we may have destroyed our health in this part of the city. Now we just destroyed a older building. So the landfill sites here are doing quite well. They are filling up nicely. We've got 9% in both of them. And we are having some developments into the city. So I think in this part of the city we're going to be adding in some parks, some smaller parks that will help the upgrades. So we're going to add into we're going to add the plaza with trees around this area. And that should encourage the development into the city. And that should bring us more residents. So now we got a very high with the parks. We're going to add one just over here. Or we can add a smaller one, which we can fit in this area. Which can add. So apparently we don't have the room to fit one there, so we'll think about that later. So we have a population of 2,076, and we are having an increase of 55 residents per day. So soon, hopefully we'll be having a population of 2,600, and then we can start thinking about the transport in the city. And to get the monuments, we'll need a population of 75,000. So just to be on the safe side, we're going to add a 3rd sewage output. Just to be on the safe side. With the sewage. Since the population of the city has started to grow, and we don't want the sewage to block up. So we have the residents here who are upgrading their properties, and that is a low density commercial. Right, it's not to upgrade itself. So one day we'll be thinking about changing the intersection up. So we have a loss of 5,000, but we don't take that into account. So if we wanted to, we could add in the districts to the city and district this area up. So this area here is doing quite well, holding up all the traffic. Unfortunately, this area can't be upgraded because of the lack of space that we had when we first built this area. So over here, the traffic is appearing out here quite nicely. So now we're going to think about putting some parks onto this path here that we have set aside. Or some benches. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to make a little park area into the city. Whilst we wait for this corner here, and that one over there, we'll have 2 big parks, which we'll design whilst we are waiting for the buildings to appear. So we have a population of 2,300. So we're almost there at the 2,600, and we'll soon be able to get the transportation to the city, and we'll be able to get the bus routes from this part of the city here all the way up to our industrial zone up there. So guys, if you like this part, like, subscribe, share. I've been X Carranza. Goodbye.